Hi there, my name is Alex Koob with Scheels in Sioux Falls. We are proud to announce Kelly Petterson as our hometown hero. Thank you, Kelly, for all of your service and sacrifice.
I grew up down in Canton, South Dakota, a small town about 20 miles south of Sioux Falls. Grew up around flying around airplanes. My dad flew skydivers for years in a skydiving club, and he was also a charter commercial pilot for a while before he started the family business. My grandfather on my mom's side was a pilot during World War II. He was a civilian flight instructor. So that's where the flying bug came from. So I kind of grew up around airplanes, and in the middle of all that, in high school, I got into cars and racing, and that's where I met the Copines.
My first memory of Kelly is probably back in 1983. I met him at Thunder Valley Drag Race in Marion, South Dakota. Him and his family were bracket racing a Dodge Charger, and he seemed to be a good little driver. I could tell back then that he thought things out before he would do things. And when he told me that he was going to the Air Force, his grandfather, I believe, was an airline pilot. And someday he wanted to be a commercial airline pilot. I told my family that there's no doubt in my mind, someday he will be, I'm going to climb on a plane and it's going to be Captain Petterson, enjoy our trip to wherever, so I could just see it. And he's done that. He's done that since day one. He's just one of those guys that's got the vision, and when he put his mind to it, he did it. I had two sons, Michael and Aaron. Aaron passed away in 2006. If it wasn't for Kelly, he held us all together. He kind of come to our rescue.
In the Air Force back then, you could get a career field, so I was going to be a crew chief. You couldn't really pick the airplane you were going to work on. It was kind of the needs of the Air Force. When I got through tech school, I picked all bases that had F-16s. And I lucked out and I drew Hill Air Force Base out in Utah, and they had F-16. So I started out my Air Force career working on F-16. So I got what I wanted that way, and it was as cool as I thought it would be. I really enjoyed it. My real deployment experience didn't happen until I got in the Air National Guard. And my first trip with the South Dakota National Guard, we actually deployed to Panama during Just Cause in the late 80s when Noriega was tossed out. So I was down there. We arrived in country the day after the invasion, and we were there providing close air support and combat air assets for the invasion of Panama. Fast forward to the second go-around in Iraq. In 2006, I deployed to Balad Air Base, Iraq. We were there for a couple months providing close air support to troops on the ground, just whatever the commanders needed for our fighters to take care of. That's what we did there. I went back again in 2009 and 10, did the exact same thing again, just a different trip.
It was definitely easier for me when it was just us dating, because I was old enough to understand that, yeah, he's in danger, but he's also in safe areas, where as a mom you don't want them to be worried and you don't want anything to happen to him. It was awful, but we're also proud of him,
Events that happened in my civilian career kind of drove my military career with my flying career. The kids were born the first one, Laura, was born in 2001, right after September 11th, which subsequently I lost my civilian job because of September 11th. I was an airline pilot at TWA, and I was pretty junior there, so we got furloughed from the airline, so I basically lost my job with a baby on the way. So that was pretty stressful, but again, I was able to roll right into the South Dakota National Guard and pick up some extra days out there, and we went on some trips early on, went to Saudi Arabia for Southern Watch before the second war kicked off, and then all the deployments. We're very, very fortunate here in the South Dakota National Guard and Army Guard and Air Guard units throughout the upper Midwest is the quality of the people. And it's the communities that mold these people, and Sioux Falls is no different.
He's a family guy, he's an Air National Guard, he's an Air Force veteran. I think he's super proud of being a father to Laura and Andrew, and he really likes to see them succeed, and he encourages them to live out their dreams.
I'm a little uncomfortable with the term hero as it applies to me. I know a lot of men and women that have served active duty and in the Guard and gone around the world that I would consider heroes. The folks that go outside the wire, the police, the fire department, that when you're running out of the building, they're running in the building. I think those folks are heroes. Obviously the families that have lost family members, they're heroes. Our cemeteries, Arlington and our cemeteries around the country are full of heroes. it's very humbling, very, very humbling.